I believe that everybody is the captain of their own ship, the captain of their own fate. And I really do believe in taking personal responsibility and personal accountability as far as what you allow, you know, to some extent, Navon Smith has a song who says, "You deserve whatever you accept. You deserve that." And so I do, a large part of me really does believe that, yes, if you are in the driver's seat of your life and you are spearheading your life, what you choose to accept and what you choose not to accept, that's on you as an adult. Nobody's a child here. And so if you allow somebody to waste your time, that primarily is on you. However, I do believe in karma, and I do believe in operating in a sense that is, karma free. And every night being able to sleep peacefully because you know that what you gave to the world was honesty, was integrity, was all of the things that are indicative of your core values. And so I personally, I don't believe in misleading somebody. If I don't love somebody, I'm not going to waste their time and mislead somebody because I don't want that energy to come to me. I don't want to be deceived, so I don't offer deceit. I don't leave too much room for misinterpretation because I don't want somebody to leave room for misinterpretation for me. What you give is what you get. And so for me, I say that, yes, I operate in a very transparent fashion because I demand total transparency. When it comes to business affairs, when it comes to matters of the heart, I don't believe in wasting somebody's time because I don't want my time to be wasted. And I think it's a beautiful thing that you can attract certain situations that allow you to come to this realization, allow you to come to this awareness. But at some point, you have to take ownership of the situations and the experiences that you attract and say, well, what type of energy am I giving out? What type of energy? Why am I in this predicament? What am I giving to the world that would make someone feel like they could waste my time, make somebody feel that they could take advantage of me or exploit me? What kind of vibe am I giving off that people would even feel like that's an option? And that comes with self-awareness. Bottom line is, the world could be planning one destiny for an individual, but if that person is like, I don't care what happens, come hell or high water, this is my path. If somebody is that committed, the whole world could be planning a different outcome for that person, but it doesn't matter. If that person has spearheaded their life, if that person is committed to what they say that they're going to do. And really, when we have a lot of different things going on, and we don't know, we're dealing with circumstances that we've never seen before, this pandemic, quarantine. We don't know what the future holds. We're just unsure. We're not 100% sure of what the future holds. So it's really not time to deal with people who are not direct, clear, who do not directly state their intentions and leave room for interpretation or ambiguity or, oftentimes, and it's not always, but oftentimes these are people who have figured out how to make certain things work for them. And it's a matter of what role are you going to play in this stage of life? Are you going to step up to who you are as an individual and your purpose? Or are you going to be someone's plan B or someone's extra in their own movie? And life is about reciprocity. For me, I don't feel like I got to bend over backwards to tell somebody who I am and what I'm going to do for them. If they ask me, I'll be very direct. I know what I bring to the table. I have millionaires that leech off of me, that leech off of my creativity. They hang on to my every single word. They watch me, they follow me. People with a lot of money. So I'm obviously extraordinarily wealthy because people are desperate for the crumbs that I drop, the gems that I drop with the words and my knowledge and my wisdom. Desperate. People with a whole lot of money hanging on to my every single word. So am I out here as on some gold digger pick me? Nah, I'm very wealthy. That's why very wealthy people are so obsessed with me. obsessed with this gold mine of my mind, desperate to leech off of me, leech off of my energy, leech off of my power. I recognize that. So I'm not coming to the table with nothing. I'm coming to the table with overwhelming creativity, overwhelming wisdom, overwhelming ideas to generate generational wealth, overwhelming love, a surplus of love, a surplus of kindness, a surplus of integrity, honesty, characteristics that are very hard to find. I'm very much an anomaly, and I'm very rare. Somebody with this level of character and this level of integrity. What does that mean? That means that I can demand somebody that's rare. I can demand qualities that are rare because that's what I bring to the table. Rarity. A needle in a haystack. I do things that most people don't. I'm honest, I've been told to a fault. So I can demand somebody who is totally transparent and totally honest because that is the energy that I am bringing to the world. And there's no animosity or resentment if somebody hasn't reached that level of development yet. Oftentimes, I was in this situation. I'll never forget this situation. It was a couple of guys, and I was at one of their birthday parties. And of course, I'm lighting up the room and I'm shining, I'm dancing, being the star that I am. And I was danced out at this point. I'd had my fun. I started to collect my things to walk out the door. And they basically staged it where they'd been watching me the whole time. They staged it where it looked as if I was following them. As soon as they saw me getting my things together to leave, they immediately started heading for the door. Because with my level of power and my level of intellectualism and my creativity and my skills and the fact that I shine and the fact that I'm a star, a lot of people want me to endorse them. It feeds their ego. Like if this banger, if this brilliant, creative genius, star, shiner is following me, then that gives me validity. That feeds my ego. If she's bigging me up. And my thing is, I don't mind. It doesn't take anything away from me to big somebody up at all. That's how confident in who I am and where I stand and how I shine and what I'm here to do. I don't at all in any capacity have any issue with bigging somebody up. I just am not positioning myself to get used. And that's reciprocity. And that's self-respect. So if I'm bigging you up and I'm helping you shine and I'm helping you propel, which is nothing for me to do at all, but I'm not receiving that same energy, I'm talking about you, but you're not talking about me. But meanwhile, you're over here getting your ego inflated by the fact that I am talking about you, by the fact that I am making you relevant. And people are paying attention to the things that I'm saying, and that's making you more relevant. That's making you more popular, but you don't give me that same. Nah, man. That's a relationship of you having the upper hand. That's a relationship of non-reciprocity. And that is somebody with high self-esteem, like the self-esteem that I have, that's just not a relationship that I sign up for or willing to sign up for. I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky that I was exploited for so long, that I was taken advantage of for so long, that I was devalued for so long. Because the gems that I accrued and picked up in those experiences allowed me to come up with a disposition and an attitude that said never again. And I'm able to always reflect on the past and say, where was I at mentally when I allowed this circumstance to happen? Where was I at? How did I feel about myself when I allowed a man to waste my time for years and years and years, stringing me along, making empty promises on how he would invest in a publishing company for me because I was a strong writer, and how I had a great mind, and how he knew all the politicians in D.C., but he believed that my mind trumped most of the politicians that he knew. A college dropout. And feeding me all of these things, offering me a publishing company 3 times, and I didn't even ask him. Telling me that he was going to commit to me, that basically I was the one that he wanted. But meanwhile, keeping me hidden, I gave my heart to that man. I traveled to different places, different states. I was partying in New York. I was partying in LA. But I carried him with me in my mind and in my heart. And I'm here to tell you that loyalty is such an intrinsic value, and it's such a commodity, and it's so rare to find someone who's truly, truly, truly loyal, extraordinarily loyal, that if you are a loyal person, you better see yourself as the anomaly. And you better see yourself as valuable, because I'm telling you, there's not that many loyal people on this earth. There's a lot of exploiters. There's a lot of users. There's a lot of leeches. There's a lot of people who are parasites looking for you to be a host, but there's not a lot of loyalty in these streets. There's not a lot of people who are loyal. So if you have loyalty, you better see yourself as a commodity. If you have integrity, you better see yourself as a commodity. If you have clean hands, if you're not out here looking for people to, a usury situation, and you're more committed to your ego than you are to actually giving sincere love, you better see yourself as a commodity, because there are sharks out here. These are the things that make you rare. Those are the qualities that make you the anomaly. Those are the qualities that put you at a high value level. Not the car that you drive, because God, we know all these people who have nice things but got them in very nefarious ways. Not the money in your account, not the condo or the home that you stay in. It's these values. It's holding yourself like a God. Like a God on this earth that makes you unique, the anomaly. And if you are God on this earth, and if you are king or queen on this earth, then you demand a king or queen. And kings and queens don't operate on a deceit frequency. Why? Because we're not scared. We are fearless. We are fearless. We know who we are. We have an utmost level of self-confidence and high self-esteem that we don't need to play games for people to feed our egos. Our egos are intact. Our self-esteem is intact.